Well, hello everyone. So I wanted to make this video so that while I go away for 3 days this week, some students that might miss out at least have something to keep them going as far as English goes. I actually haven't had a longer vacation since October, as far as I can remember. So if you may or may not know, I often work almost every day just to keep a similar schedule. Um, so, anyways, I'll be away Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the Asian time zones this week. And so, here's a little something to get you through and keep you practicing English. Of course, I hope you can find other tutors that will um, help you as well. Okay. And so, I chose this one because I thought it was really cool. And there's some Canadian theme here. The guy's from Canada. So I'll just go through it. I don't really have a plan. I'll just do it in one take. So however it comes out, you'll see what kinds of mistakes I make. So maybe you can let me know about them. All right. So I will listen. Retired social worker offers free service. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the vocabulary here. Overcome, sorrow, okay, therapist, counseling, blessed, seasoned, and that's it. Feel free to ask me in class or send me a message if you need help with any of those words. All right. A retired social worker is traveling across Canada offering a very special service for free. Listening. Paul Jenkinson sits in the public spaces with 2 chairs, a folding table, and a sign that reads, "You are not alone, I will listen." Many different kinds of people come to talk to Paul. Some are young, some are old, some are going through difficult problems, while others are facing tough decisions. And then some people just want to tell him about something good, perhaps problems that they have overcome or things that they're grateful for. As Paul told the Washington Post, life is not all sorrow and challenges. It's actually pretty beautiful some of the time. Paul isn't a therapist, but his background in social work, but with his background in social work, he has professional experience working with children, families, and older people. And at age 70 years of age, he also has his own life's experiences of joys and sorrows. And he says, "I have learned to create a safe place for people who simply want someone to listen carefully to what they need to share." Although Paul doesn't offer counseling or advice, he says that very often when people talk about their problems, they find the solutions on their own. Paul's friend Gary McLeod told Global News, "You will find ways through conversation with Paul that will help you to feel lighter and see the brighter side of life." Paul's one-year journey began in May, starting on Canada's east coast in his home province of Nova Scotia. He plans to travel as far as British Columbia on the country's west coast. "People appear to be benefiting, and I'm benefiting too," he told the Washington Post. "I'm so blessed to meet all these wonderful, sweet, smart, seasoned people." Okay. So kind of a nice little heartwarming article that has some Canadian ties to it. And so if you don't know Nova Scotia, let's see here. If my setup allows me to do this, it does. Okay, so let's go Nova Scotia. Go to maps here. Okay. So Nova Scotia is basically the second most eastern province in Canada, a little bit above New York. And often when you fly from Europe, you will land in Halifax. the capital of Nova Scotia, okay? This city here, Halifax. Either there, or you might enter over here on St. John's, unless you have a direct flight to Toronto. So basically, he's going across Canada, he's setting up his chair and tables, and his goal is to make it all the way across to Vancouver here. Okay, so he's kind of doing a road trip and helping people and himself along the way. I think it's really great. If you're wondering how far kilometers wise that is, if we go from Halifax, okay. Okay, it's 6,000 kilometers, okay? So by car. 6,000? It might depend how you go. They're saying go through America, which is probably what I would do too. So 6,000 kilometers, you can't see it. Here, 6,000 kilometers or 56 hours of driving. So it's really far. So he's really going to take his time going across Canada, so he says. So maybe it might be even longer. All right. So going back here, graded switches. So going through this, again, I don't think there's anything too complicated. Let me just check. No, I can't find anything particularly complicated, and it's pretty short too. So maybe I'll go through a few questions. So I think this is great. And, you know, of course, we all need to live and earn our own money. And he's retired and clearly has enough money to be traveling across the country. But I think that we could do more of this, including myself, where we're just kind of getting involved in the community on our own time, not really looking for payment. Something I can do even here in this country, in the Philippines, where I am now. So do I think this would be popular in the Philippines? Maybe. Maybe if you're a foreigner, lots of people will like to come talk with you. So it could be. It certainly seems like it's working in Canada. What about in your country? Would it be popular in your country? K3. So yeah, I totally think that most people just find out answers by talking through them. I think a lot of people might ask for advice, but ultimately they're the ones who can answer their own questions themselves the best. Maybe they can get tips and tricks and small pieces of value from other people, but ultimately just by going through the process of figuring something out and talking to someone, you will come to a decision on your own, hopefully. But that's the best way I find anyways. Okay. Number 5. So I'm not sure, you know, I think I could enjoy talking with people, but as I know, especially sometimes if you're too empathetic in as a therapist or counselor, you can take on trauma of the people you're talking to. So, you know, you have to be very careful. And I've heard some stories from therapists or counselors who have had secondhand trauma from their clients or patients. So I think doing that as full time, I don't think I would want to do that. Okay. I often talk to strangers both here in the Philippines and in Canada. If I'm waiting for something or someone might be doing or wearing something compelling, then I feel like I must say something to them or start a conversation. And I'm not often on my phone in public, so this means I'm kind of always up looking around and open for people to talk to me as well. Yeah, I've opened up to strangers. Sometimes it can be easier to open up to a stranger because they might not know the people you know, or uh, they don't really have an impact in your life, right? So if you tell them, yeah, maybe who are they going to tell? They don't know anyone you know, right? So it can kind of be safe in the anonymity. Anon, un, let's scrap that word. It can be safe that they don't know about you or your life, um, to tell someone. Um, Anyone. I enjoy having deep conversations with anyone. Um, I do have boundaries though, and often time limit is good for deep conversations so that you don't get carried away and it drains your energy, because sometimes deep conversations can be energy draining. What's the most meaningful conversation you've had recently? I have them all the day, all the time, all day, with all of you lovely students. Okay. And finally, the best way to understand people is to listen to them. Ralph G. Nichols. What do you make of this quote? I think it's perfect. I totally agree. Um, if you just listen to people, I mean, like really listen to them, not listening, trying to get it over with so that you can say something or, move away or get away from them, then yeah, I think just opening yourself up and listening and being patient and sitting there and trying to listen and understand is a great way to understand people. Okay. So I hope this little bit of an article reading was helpful to you. Let me know if it was, and maybe I'll do more in the future. I have done some in the past, but for now I just felt like I wanted to do it in light of me going away for a few days. Okay. So I wish you all a good couple days if I miss you, or a good couple weeks. And yeah, thanks for being all of my students, and you're always doing a great job and inspiring me. And I hope I'm able to help you as well. All right, so see you in class. Take care. See you in a few days.